Please stop posting about your lazy girl job. I just got off the phone with a huge media outlet that we're working on a very big story about lazy girl jobs, and they told me something. I have been told that some people are getting in trouble at their job because they're talking about the lazy girl job. Let's get some stuff straight. Lazy girl job does not mean that you're being lazy. It is no dig on women. It's not you being lazy or being a jerk at your job. If you have a lazy girl job or you want one, I love you so much, and you come talk to me about it. Do not get in trouble for social media posts because of all this.
All right, her name's Gabrielle Judge. Okay, I'll hit her up later. Anyway, so
no, boo.
Apparently TikTokers are warning users not to post videos about what's been dubbed lazy girl jobs for fear that their employers might catch on to those posts and they could potentially get in trouble, reprimanded, maybe even fired. So first, more about this TikTok trend. So Gabrielle Judge, who's a 26-year-old and self-described anti-work girl boss, coined the term lazy girl job in May. She's even launched a lazy girl job bootcamp, charging $39 for a program that teaches people how to use ChatGPT to streamline the resume and cover letter writing process. And she has a lot of followers, 133,000 to be specific. Now, at its core, this trend isn't about bragging that you don't do your job adequately. Judge has made several videos on the subject explaining what the term actually means. So let's take a look at her explanation and then I'll fill you in.
In a perfect world, we would have meaningful work. In a perfect world, we would be really excited to go to work. In a perfect world, we'd love our bosses and really enjoy showing up into the office every day, right? Like, we would all love to do that. Unfortunately, that's just not possible anymore. Any news coverage that I see about the lazy girl job trend, they misrepresent it and make it seem like we're just choosing to do this. We're doing this out of survival. Not a lot of career growth opportunities anymore. Pay raises are very hard to find these days, especially significant ones that are actually competitive to the rate of inflation. And our employers want us to do so much extra work these days without being compensated. So when that happens, it leaves employees in this tough situation. It's like, do I say no to that extra work? And then there's some type of retaliation that comes out of that, making my job harder to do, my life harder to be excited about. Or do I just say yes, work that extra 2 hours to get it all done, and slowly have my work-life balance completely taken away from me?
Okay, so look, there's a lot I agree with in that video.
Not me.
Okay, there's a lot I disagree with too. So it's interesting that you say that because I didn't know how you felt about it.
Hate it.
So look, what she says about inflation and the economic situation, and she didn't compare it to what it used to be, let's say the golden economic era in America, around the 50s, and then starting in the 70s, things really started to fall off. She didn't make that point specifically, but she complained about some of the economic stressors that we discuss on the show. What I didn't like about that video is the kind of defeatist attitude, because I really do think, especially right now in a tight labor market, if you're a go-getter and you want to build an incredible career for yourself, just try to shed that mentality of it's not gonna work, I'm not gonna succeed. If you start off with that mentality, it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, so look, I'm gonna call BS on all of it. I think this is just total excuse for nonsense laziness. But hold on, but I'm gonna be fair. I know why it's happening. It's an overreaction to corporate abuses. So corporations don't care about you and they pretend they do, and it's gaslighting, and it drives people crazy. And are there companies that are super strict and drive their employees crazy? Yes. Are there companies that push them to the brink, like Amazon does with their workers? Yes, right? There's tons of real abuse, but crying wolf is not gonna help. And I think this is crying wolf, because if she said, and this whole phenomenon was around, hey, they're paying me for 40 hours, but they would expect me to work 60 or 80 hours. Okay, I hear you, sister. Then I'm 100% on your side. But no, they're constantly bragging about working 20 hours or 10 hours when they're getting paid for 40. That ain't it. That's just you being lazy. It's in the title, lazy girl. So I didn't make up that title, you did. I mean, it doesn't get any more showing your hand than that. So why am I particularly upset about that? Now, people say, hey, you run TYT, and so as a boss or a CEO, you're upset. Well, there's some truth to that for sure, and I'm being straightforward with you about that. But guys, as a person who runs the company, I can tell you what happens when someone doesn't do their work.
It breeds a lot of resentment.
Well, first of all, that's true too. But more importantly, I don't go in and do the work. I can't. I already work 80 hours a week. The person next to them has to pick up the slack and do the work. So now all of a sudden that person's working so much harder because you decided to be a lazy girl.
And it breeds resentment.
And that breeds resentment. Yeah. That isn't fair, and I'm not buying it. And I know I'm being too serious about like a cutesy TikTok thing, but it's a phenomenon, this quiet quitting, lazy girl, like ha, let's screw over the big boss man. And okay, well, number one, that's not great either. It depends on your boss, though, and it depends on your corporation. I get that, right? But you're not really screwing them over. You're screwing over the person next to you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because someone else is gonna pick up the slack, and that person doesn't deserve to work even harder because someone else is skirting their responsibilities at work.
I gotta say two more things about that. Having run a company now for 21 years, okay, it's super unfair to the hardest working people at the company. Because the hardest working people at the company always pick up the slack. They are always there and they always pick it up. Now, in our case, I noticed that, and I reward people, right? And I mean, this company's got tons of women that have risen up the ranks. Not just Anna that you see on air, who started as a part-time producer and worked her way up to executive producer and boss of this show. Our head of programming, our head of marketing, etc. They all rose up. They're all really hard workers, and they're amazing at their jobs. But it's not fair to pile everything on top of them because someone wanted to be a lazy girl.
All right, here. Now I feel bad reading about the lazy girls and what they're bragging about.
Okay, no, give them what it is.
All right, so apparently, and by the way, this is across many careers and jobs, including like hotel sale coordinators, accountants, and also operations analysts. So many clips feature short snippets of the person working as they explain why their work is so easy to do. In one video, a creator said all she does during the day is copy and paste the same emails and take 3 to 4 calls a day. Another TikToker bragged that her workplace has no dress code and lets her leave whenever she finishes her work for the day. Why are you guys your own worst enemies? What are you doing?
Yeah, why are you telling on yourself?
Why are you doing
I mean, and then look, coming back to the original point where the original lazy girl panics and goes, "Don't do the videos." She's totally right. I mean, if I saw that, I'd be like, okay, took a note on that one. Apparently you're not doing any work at all. And by the way, guys, there's other things too. People have real issues at work, and they have real mental health issues, stress, tons of things. And there's real reasons why somebody might not be able to get to 40 hours a week, right? And now this then clouds the issue, so you can't tell who's got a real issue and who's bragging about being a lazy girl. Yeah. It's a disaster. I know I've ruined the perfectly fun story.
No, you did it. You did it. And look, I think that where you work and how you're treated at work really matters, because you get respect when you give respect. And I'm saying that specifically to the employers. I feel respected here. Like I feel that you trust me. If I have ideas, I'm heard. So when I feel respected, then I actually respect the workplace. I respect my boss, all of that. But if you're treated like crap, then you don't feel like you're not really invested in the place of work, and it's just a paycheck for you. So I just want to make that point because I understand that perspective as well. And I have worked jobs like that. Before working at TYT, I was at CBS Radio, hated that job. Did not feel respected, did not respect that place, okay?
Yeah, and I want to say one other thing, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. They called it lazy girls, but trust me that there's tons of lazy boys too, right?
Oh, naughty lazy boys, absolutely. Okay.
And not just the recliners.
Okay, so mostly the term refers to menial office jobs as opposed to like the service industry. And that's the other distinction that's important to make. People working in the service industry bust their asses.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's so many jobs where they don't have a choice at all and they get ground up. And the service jobs get ground up more because you see it. Hey, there's a waiter and there's a quota and there's this, there's that. Office jobs are easier to cheat at. So the folks with the better jobs get to cheat more, and that also drives me crazy.
And finally, the data shows that the so-called lazy girl attitude is shared by a lot of younger workers, all right? So just 49% of Gen Z say work is central to their identity, in comparison with 62% of millennials. But I think there's a difference there, specifically because of what millennials got to experience. Older millennials like myself got to experience, as opposed to younger generations like Gen Z. I do remember a time in America when things were better. I remember what America was like pre 9/11. And so when you experience things that are relatively good in the country, you still have this hope within you that it could improve, it could get to a better place, right? If you grew up in the post 9/11 era when things just persistently got worse, you're less, I don't know, motivated. Like there's less, I don't want to be defeatist in what I'm saying here, but you might feel a sense of hopelessness. You get what I'm saying?
No, I do, and like as long as you're not couching it in, haha, let's screw over our coworkers, right? I'm all for all the points that they're making about how disastrous the job market is for millennials. Wages are lower than they used to be. You can't possibly afford a house. You're saddled with student debt. All those are super legitimate. And by the way, if you don't want to make work the central part of your life, you do you, boo. I mean, you put in your actual time and you work hard, then you got every right to leave at 40 hours and do whatever you're gonna do and have the time of your life. So let's all be fair to one another, and then yeah, let's go solve those bigger problems that are very real together.
Now, Gabriel Judge later just encourages all the proud lazy girls out there to just stop posting about it, because you're gonna get in trouble. And that's it. That was her word of advice.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.